Welcome to the new series here on the recently released version 0.24 of Kerbal Space Program. They've introduced the contracts now to it, so I'm going to give it a go and see how I managed to get going. So, player name, we'll go with, there's loads of new flags now. Now let's just have to picture the capsule. Go for the career mode, which you got to worry about money as well. I've just very briefly seen how it all runs, so we'll start again. So this is our current money. Can't remember exactly what they stand for. That figure, that means money. That's how much science I got, and this is our prestige. So the better the prestige, the more contracts we'll get. So we go to mission control, launch a vessel, a bit of random writing, don't get much prestige for it. Currently objective is incomplete, which is launch a new vessel, so that should be quite easy to do. They will give us 1,835 to start. They will give us 4,587, 5 science and 11 prestige when we complete it, and if we fail to do it, they'll take away 2,000 credits or whatever they're called. I'll find out what they're called actually. I think the only way to fail is to not do it by the cut-off time, and this one never expires. So we'll accept that. We'll just see on the active one. We see deadline is never. We accepted it right now. Year 1, day 1. Set an altitude record of 5,000 meters. Again, they're going to give us a very small amount, 459, but they give us 2,294 when we do it in 11 prestige. And again, it never expires, so we'll take that one. Escape the atmosphere. Nearly 10,000 advanced and 30,000-ish when we complete it. That gets up to 70,000 meters. Again, no reason why we shouldn't accept that. And again, orbiting Kerbal, which means stable orbit, circles the planet without dropping back into the atmosphere. Ensure that the minimum altitude periapsis is higher than 70,000 meters. And then we get 60,000. So again, we'll accept that. So all these active ones have got no deadline. So we've got 36,500 credits to set these up for. And all of them I've got no deadline, so just whenever we get round to doing it. So 36,000. This one costs 600, and we'll just stick that on the bottom. Solid rocket boost to keep it nice and simple for our first flight, and we will remember to put on a parachute, and we will stage it. So the first stage will be the solid rocket booster firing, and then the second stage is the parachute will come out. Total cost of 1,347, so a bargain, I think. We'll name that craft, keep it simple, A1 or something, save it, and let's launch it. Okay, so here we are. First thing I'm going to do, which I normally forget, is to press T. That was the onboard SAS or stabilizer on. We've still got to gather science, so we'll grab a crew report. That will give us 1.5. A bit of a risk doing it, sometimes it falls off. There we go. You can get an EVA report. Board. So that's a couple of bits of basic science done. These are our contract objectives. That's our current money and prestige. That's our resources. I say current contract, so hopefully launch a vessel, and we're aiming to get to the 5,000. Hopefully we'll make that. See how it goes with just this solid rocket. I'm not sure whether it does or not. So no point worrying about the throttle, even though normally put it up at the top, because the solid rocket will just fire. There we go, completed the first one. 1,000 already. As the atmosphere gets thinner, we'll be able to shoot up a little bit higher. I'm just going to maybe very slightly, so that when we come back down to land, we won't be landing on the range pad itself. And we've reached the 5,000 mark. And there we go. We will now grab another crew report. Overwrite it. Oh no, can't grab another crew report. So because we were flying, we should be able to. Oh, I'll save that crew report for later. And we're nearly reached the top of our flight. Still slightly going up at 18,000 meters, and that's our momentum sort of position. And there we go, we're now flying back down again. So we didn't reach space because that would have been 70,000, so we're very far off that. I'm pretty certain that we don't get a negative money for failing to do that, because there's no time limit on that, so it doesn't necessarily mean we can do it on the first one, I don't think. Anyway, so just so I don't forget, because there's no harm doing it now, I let off my parachute. So these things here, contract complete, set an altitude record of 5,000, completed it. We got some prestige and a bunch of money, and we've launched a vessel, which we got some science, some prestige, and some money. Just speed up time a little bit as we're coming down. Going to land on the ground. I shall attempt to stop the time warp out there, because sometimes if you've got it at its most fastest when you're doing this, it does kind of break the parachute and you end up crashing to the ground. So best not to speed up time just at the final stages of the descent. Should be a nice soft landing with any luck. I wouldn't mind if it tipped over slightly so I can lay on its back, hopefully. So we can get back inside again. Well, the solid rocket boosters blew up, but never mind. Right, we'll do that. Crew report, that'll overwrite again, so we won't bother with that one. EVA. Let's grab an EVA report, another 5.6. And we shall take a surface sample, which will give us 9. We'll keep that. We get back inside. Experiments you collected cannot be stored on this command prompt. Are you sure you want to? So you can only store one surface sample. So we got this EVA report then. Yeah, we're bored anyway. I'm not sure which one that got rid of. We'll find out, and we'll collect the vessel. So we got a crew report from the launch pad 1.5, EVA report while flying over Kerbin's shores. Oh, I got that while flying, did we? Surface sample from Kerbal Space Center is another 9, and a recovery of a vessel that survived the flight is another 5. Managed to recover the command, the parachute, and some of the fuel on board that. So we got another 1,000 back, and so that made us use money there. Well, we've got 21 science total from there. Funds 43,000. So that must be from the contracts. And then Jebediah made it back alive, and we've made 25 reputation from that. So now we'll go and have a look in the archives, launch a vessel completed, and set an altitude record completed. Still got to escape the atmosphere and orbit Kerbin. Now I don't think we lost that money for that flight not achieving that. So next thing that they want us to do is test some parts. Now what I didn't realise when I first did this as a little practice is you actually have to match these things. So to perform the test, activate the part through the staging sequence when all the conditions are met. So we need to activate the parachute while we are in Kerbin, while we're flying at an altitude of 24,500 to 32,100 at a speed of 350 to 550 meters a second. So kind of got to activate that, I think, on the way up, which is interesting. So we need to plan our next one to include that. We've got 1 year to do that, so we'll accept that. Next one is the solid rocket boosters. That's the one that we used. Wants to be tested it, flying Kerbin and landed. So we need to bring it back basically. We've got 1 year to do that. So yeah, that's fine. We'll do that one as well. It's hardly worth it. It's hardly. Expires in 2 days. That's the actual contract expires in 2 days. Hardly worth it. Gives you a little bit of prestige, I suppose. So we'll do that anyway. And the decoupler. Decoupler wants to decouple while flying in Kerbin at an altitude of 22,500 to 28,700 at a speed of 340 to 440. So we would have to go up with a with liquid fuel, then fire off the solid rocket boosters when we are at 22,500 to 28,700, hopefully at a speed of 340, and decouple at the fuel and the liquid fuel at the same time. should be able to do that. So we'll accept that. And we need to get to 22,000 meters, which I think we should be able to do this time. So we'll go with that. And let's see if we can build a rocket to do that. Before we do that, we need to spend some of the science to get those things. R&D center, spend that 5, that gives us the stack decoupler that we need. Okay, we'll do this quickly. Right, I'll just pause it while I build the ship. Okay, so we've got the liquid fuel at the bottom. We've got a stack decoupler that will kick that off and fire our solid booster at the same time, and then we've got our parachute at the top. Things we've got to look to do is the stack decoupler needs to be fired off at 22,500, so hopefully this liquid fuel will get us up to 22,500, where we can then decouple it, and that'll learn us that, and then we'll see whether we can do the parachute on the way down, firing at the correct time, landing the solid rocket fuel at the same time. So let's go give that a flight and see what happens. Okay, throttle all the way up, turn the SAS on, and we'll get the contract that we want. It's that one that we need to hit. And let's see. Atmosphere's starting to get a little bit thinner, just so that the fuel lasts a little bit longer. Swing speed here, 22,500. If we can get that high, I don't think we can. Forget that one. Let's just get to 24,500 with the solid rocket. Fine, Kerbal. In the right altitude, going far too fast. So we just gotta wait now for us to fall down and be hopefully happen to be at the right speed during there, and then we'll hit the I forgot to use the goo, didn't I? Well, let's observe the mystery goo here. We get a crew report. Grab a very quick EVA report and back in again. Escape the Earth's atmosphere. Oh, we're in space. Well done, Jeb. Didn't expect to do that on this one. Lots of prestige, good science, and lots of money, which is good. Altitude record set. We can delete these ones then. Launch a vessel, we did that. That one we done. Escaped Earth atmosphere, that was this one. Let's do a goo outside of Earth's atmosphere then. Just gotta wait for it to come back down again now. And we're still going up. So let's view the stored data. Just above Kerbin's grasslands. Oops. Can we get another EVA report? EVA report from just above, from space above, above the grasslands. So that's good. We've got those two. Oh, we're still going up. Let's have a look what contracts we got then. Not going to manage an orbit. Reach space, set the altitude record. Weren't able to set that. The liquid fuel didn't get as high enough before we put in the solid rocket, so we need to have a look at that. Hopefully we'll get the booster back down safely. And the parachute, right, with the right speeds now. We're still going up though. So let's have a look at the orbit map. Ah, that's where you're headed. It's a shame. I was hoping to land in some water. That might help protect the launch, the booster. So we're nearly at our apoapsis. So we'll just speed things up a little bit. And we'll head back down again. Electrical charge, we've got plenty. Monopellant, if we needed it, we got some. So the important thing now is keeping an eye on these. Now hopefully we slow down enough, because we are going really fast, so hopefully the atmosphere will slow us down to below 550 before we get below 24,500. There we go, atmosphere is now catching us. Oh, now flipping us. No, that didn't work. Right speed, but we're too low now. So that didn't work, unfortunately. have to work on those contracts. They may be slightly trickier than I thought they were going to be. Need to try and work out how we can get those to fire off at the right time and have the right level of speed and altitude at the same time. Got plenty of time to do it because over like a year, I think. Maybe put some comments if you think I'm doing something glaringly wrong. Let me know. And hopefully this will land and not destroy it. It looks like it will destroy it. Oh, well, it thinks we landed it. Well, there it does anyway. I'm going to grab a bit of goo looking at. From Kerbin's grasslands. Is it worth doing another crew report? No, that'll overwrite it. EVA. Take an EVA report. Take a surface sample. Jump back in again and recover the vessel. So we've gained 55.7 science on that mission. From the crew report while in space near Kerbin, the EVA report from just above the grassland, the EVA report just above Kerbin's highlands from space, surface sample from the grasslands, EVA report from the grasslands, mystery crew goo observation from the grasslands, from space near Kerbin and while in space near Kerbin, and recovery of the vessel. We got back the parachute, the goo containment unit ×3, pod, and the monopropellant. So that got us some money back, and we got Jeb back and a reputation of 24.9. We just really quickly check the archives, so there's a couple of records set, escape the atmosphere and launch a new vessel. So we've still got to land that. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching the first episode, and give me some tips in the comments if you think there's something I could be doing better. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.